It's Spingold Day. We're here. It's still hot. It's Chicago. We're walking to the venue. Might pick up a coffee on the way. We have the tough task of beating the Ghana team or the Wolfson team or whatever they're called, which pretty tough. So got David Golden there, a friend from the UK. We've got Zia, Mexstroth, Berkowitz, Ghana, and the fifth, sixth player. I can't remember who's the sixth person. Wolfson itself. All right. Okay. Well, they're called Ghana. They're called Wolfson anyway. Whatever. So, going to be a tough task. I don't know who sat out the first set. We might end up being on view graph. The first two sets there'll be some view graphs, and then the second two sets they might swap around based on which matches are looking like upsets or which matches are close. If we're in view graph, we'll have duplicated boards. If we're not, we'll be hand dealing them. So, hand records will be a problem again. Filthy, who have you got today?
He. 4 Chinese players I haven't heard of, but I'm sure they'll be good.
Okay, so Filthy's got the 35th seeds, the Chinese players, and if he wins, he gets the winner of the Rosenthal match. Miki, who have you got today?
Hans, who is pretty much the Australian Open team or something, or have been on it.
Plus Michael Wibley.
Alright, so the Australian Open team, plus Wibley. Wibley is Filthy's regular partner. And Andy, who have you got today?
Viewgraph.
Viewgraph. Andy is viewgraphing today, so she'll be operating the tables that get streamed online on, I believe they're on BBO, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on BBO, so if you want to watch them, sign into BBO. They'll be on all week. So wish us luck onwards and upwards. So it's a difficult thing to get when you're, strategy-wise, when you're playing against a team much better than you. So if we end up in the same contract, basically, they defend better and they play the cards better than we do. They've been at the top of bridge for, combined total of over 100 years and so on. So they're really, really good. They all know what they're doing. Their partnerships are much stronger than ours in terms of understanding and stuff. So if both tables get to 4 spades, they'll play it better and they'll defend it better at the other table. So your hope for beating a team like this might be to get to different contracts, and there are 2 ways to do that. One of the ways is to bid aggressively and get to things they're not getting to, or get in the way and hope they make the losing option. And the other one is, if they're aggressive, is to potentially not bid 25% games and hope they go off and gain 5 imps. So again, it depends who's at the other table. The only person I really know how they play is David Gold, and I don't think he's a wild overbidder about just bidding every game he can, but I've been told that Mexstroth is. So maybe if Mexstroth's in the 4, we tactically not underbid, but maybe don't push for 21-point games and things like that, in the hope that teammates can beat it at the other table and we win a part score swing effectively. So that's possibly one strategy. The other strategy again is to aggressively overbid, make them guess, make them difficult, open 5-card weak 2s, preempt on rubbish. But their judgment's really good, so it's very difficult to make them misguess, and sometimes rather than presenting them with a losing option, you present them with a winning option, doubling you and taking 800 when they haven't got game on or something like that. So it's a tough thing, and one of the hardest things about this is you can go in with this strategy and then you're sitting at the table and you think, well, normally I bid 2 hearts, and what you're doing when you're deviating from your normal is it feels really wrong because you think 2 hearts is the right bid, and so why would you deviate from something you think's right for a tactical reason? So I've been in situations like this before where you say bid aggressively, and then I end up just playing down the line because I'm making what I think's the right call in every hand. So we'll see how it works, and potentially some of this stuff we can do, if we start losing off, we're heavy, if we're 20 down or 30 down after the first set, maybe we can change strategy. So I'll have a chat with team, see what we think, but there's some of the options when you're playing a team considerably better than you are. Hey guys, this is Ben and Nikki. They're playing
Good morning.
0 to 2500 Spingold
Yeah.
with Jack and Avery.
Yeah.
Yes.
First time you've entered one of these?
Yes, it is.
It is. It's my first time, but we have friends who have won this event before, So we
And
have a
we
lot
are-
to live up to.
Yeah, but we're also smarter than them, so we've got this.
I don't think anyone in the world has won the 0 to 25, the 0 to 6,000, and the real thing.
That's right.
And
yeah.
a lot of the people who've won the real thing can't now win this, so you are probably the last chance.
It's perhaps our claim to fame coming
Yeah,
up.
We're the last best over Discord.
But yeah, we're excited. So we got lucky that we're in we're not in a three-way, we're in a head-to-head match.
Oh, it's brilliant.
And Ben and I have played against one half of the team before last year, so we've got this. It'll be
Yeah, I
great.
mean, they're quite good. But so are we, right?
Yeah,
How many teams are in?
15?
15.
Okay, so he's going to play 4 days worth of stuff, and then you're going to win it.
Yeah.
We're gonna
It'll
win.
give us something to do for 4 days.
It'll be fun.
Well, best of luck. We'll catch up with you during the week.
Great, thank you.
So here we are playing the first set. We're playing the first set against Steve Garner. Hi, Steve.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. And Jeff Wilson.
Hi, guys.
These guys won the championship GNTs, is that right?
No, actually, Steve wasn't on the team. Steve's from Chicago. I'm from Florida.
You won it, didn't you?
I did get lucky and win.
How many times have you won it now?
It's my third.
Yes, you're not that lucky then. Thank you. Steve didn't play, and neither did Zia and David Gold, who are their teammates. So hopefully, I know David quite well. Hopefully, we get a set against him later. But boards are down. Well, they are view graph today, so you'll get better hand diagrams at the end. So not view graphed, pre-dealt. So we'll see. See you in a bit. Just finished the first set against Garner and Wolfson. It was really enjoyable, and if you've not played in big events before, the top players are generally lovely. They were lovely to play against. It was an enjoyable atmosphere. You know, mistakes were made, but no one was made to feel bad. It was great. So hats off to them. Our set was decent, actually. I think I can only think of 2 potential swings out. One of them was I missorted my hand, and we missed a slam, but they've got a save over it. So if they've got a save in 7 hearts, which goes for 5 or 800. I think it's 800, but I'd need to see the exact hand. And we got 680 in 5 spades. So you can make 7 spades. You've got to pin the 10 of spades. You've got Queen to 4 opposite. Ace Jack to 5, and you're missing the King 10 9, so you need to run the Queen and pin the 10 and then pick up the 9. So you can make all 13 tricks in spades. They're probably not going to bid 7 spades, and if they do, they might not make it. But my guess is that our teammates will win 7 hearts. So that looks like 4 points away. And then there was another one where it goes pass to me at favourable, and I had a 9 count with 6 spades, and I didn't want to open 2 spades. I didn't want to open 3 spades because I've got Queen Jack 10x of hearts, and if I bid 3 spades and they bid overcall 4 hearts and Beans bids 4 spades, well, 4 hearts possibly doesn't make with my heart holding. So I just opened a spade, and we bought the contract in 3 spades, and they can always beat it, but they've given me a chance to make it by switching to a spade at trick 2, and I didn't read the situation right and ended up going 1 off anyway. So I'm always 1 off the top, but that was a missed opportunity. But other than that, it was a pretty good set. Some hands to come in a second. So we lost that set by 23. Beans and I felt we should have at least been closer to 0, if not positive. The slam was bad. They bid it against our teammates, which they should do, because that was a mistake from us. And the teammates didn't sacrifice with their 12-card heart fitted favourable. So instead of losing 4, we lost 13. So that was bad. And then they missed a game against us. Teammates are in the wrong game, so we lose 6, and some other bits and bobs. We got very few plus positions, but they are a really good team. So spots where we could have had plus positions, but just weren't capitalised on both tables. So we're back. We're playing against I don't know who the team up is. It's their choice of seating, but the Gongs are in with myself and Beans. I think Beans and I might be sitting out the last set, so we'll see. But onwards and upwards, we're back. We're going to try our best to claw back into the match and at least make it close. So we've just come out, waiting to score up, and we have the following hand on the screen from the second set. They open 1 club as north, I pass as east. South bids 1 heart. Beans bids 4 spades, so just preemptive, get in the way. It might make it half them through 5 hearts. They're guessing a bit now, and if he goes doubled and they beat him, they're probably making some number of red suit things. So this goes pass, and South makes a good bid. He bids 4 no trumps, and what he will be aiming to do will be to show the 2 suited hand he has. So 4 no trumps in this particular case isn't going to be blackwood or anything like that. because when you're barraged out of the way, you just need to find the best place to play. So 4 no trumps is usually 2 places to play. So here, 4 no trumps over 5 clubs, they would have bid 5 diamonds to show hearts and diamonds. Probably 5-5, but maybe 6-5 or one way around or the other. But when they bid 4 no trumps, North bid 5 hearts, and there we played. So we're defending 5 hearts, and it's an interesting play problem if you get the best defence potentially. So Beans led the king of spades. King asks for count, so it goes king small, queen small. My queen has to be a singleton here. I don't think I'd unblock the queen from queen X, because obviously you're danger promoting the jack otherwise. So Beans has got 2 options. Beans can play the ace of spades to cash it, and then play a 3rd spade to rough my jack. To rough the jack out. Or Beans can play the ace of spades and the ace of clubs. I think it's what happened was he played the ace of spades and ace of clubs, which I think is a mistake. If the ace of clubs is cashing, there's no way South can ever throw their losing club on something that dummy has, with the exception of the jack of spades. So what you need to do, if you're not going to cash the ace of clubs, which I don't think you should play a 3rd round of spades, and partner will have a trump, and partner will be able to rough the jack of spades, so that you're not promoting a trick, you're not gaining a trick, you're just killing a trick of theirs. So that if South does have a singleton club or something, it's not going away anywhere. So then if your ace of clubs is cashing, you'll get it later. There's no way they can get rid of it. So we let it through at trick 3 effectively. But imagine it does go ace of spades, king of spades, spade, jack roughed, over roughed. How do you make it now? So it is still makeable with the cards that are live. So it's one of these technical hands. What you need to do is set the diamonds up. Now, if diamonds are 3-3, you've probably got no issues. You can just play ace king and rough a diamond, and then draw trumps, or draw trumps and ace king and rough a diamond, as long as you've still got a trump in dummy. But there's a slight extra chance here. If you need 2 diamond roughs, you need to make sure that you're not over roughed or roughed in dummy. So what you can do once it's gone 3 rounds of spades and it goes rough over rough, is you can cash 1 trump and then try and rough 2 diamonds in dummy. So you play, so imagine it goes spade, 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 rough over rough. You cash the king of hearts, you then play diamond to the king, diamond to the ace, rough a diamond. Now if you're getting over roughed here, diamonds are 4-2 and you needed 2 roughs anyway and you weren't going to make it, doesn't matter how hearts broke. But if the hand with 4 diamonds has 3 trumps, like in this diagram, you can't get over roughed and you can't get interfered with. Beans has the short diamonds, but he's only got 1 heart. So when you cash that 1 heart at trick 4, you take away the singleton heart that someone with 2 diamonds might have, which is very likely on the auction it's gone. And then you can rough a club and rough another diamond with the ace of hearts, rough a club back to hand, and your hand's high. So that we were playing against Steve Garner. He would have got that right. So it doesn't feel like a missed opportunity. It might be a swing out or a swing in. We don't know, because it's one of these high-level bidding decisions that experts generally shine at. But we don't think we've let it through, because it should always be able to make. So you pick up. I'm going to give you Beans' hand. You pick up King, Queen, Jack, 9-6, Ace 10-4, Queen to 3 void. So you can see it on the screen there. And your partner opens a bidding 1 diamond. They don't bid east and west, so you've got a free reign to get to whatever contract you want to get to. So partner opens 1 diamond, so you bid 1 spade. Partner bids 2 clubs, showing 5 diamonds and 4 clubs. We haven't discussed what we open on 1-4-4-4s, but my guess is that you're just going to rebid a no trump a lot of the time. So most of the time, partner's got 5 diamonds here. So 2 to bid, what do you do? Well, you've got some different options. You want kind of partner, if partner is 1-4-4-4, you want partner to show their 4-card heart suit. Maybe you can play in 4 hearts. Or if partner's got, delayed spade support or something like that. So you've got a heart stop, but you don't necessarily want to be playing in no trumps. You might want to play in spades, hearts, or no trumps, so we don't quite know yet. Or even 5 diamonds if partner happens to be 6-4. So you bid 2 hearts, 4th suit forcing, and partner bids 2 spades. So partner's limited when they bid 2 clubs, but they could still be quite good here. When you bid 4th suit forcing, you're game forcing. So you're looking at catering for a hand that is the maximum 2 club bid that partner can make. So partner could still have like a 17 count here. With 18 they might have jump shifted. So you need to, you're in a game forcing situation. You've got a couple of ways to progress the auction. Partner shown spade support. Usually it will be 3, but maybe it's just like ace X or something like that. So what do you do? I think Beans ended up bidding 3 spades, and I raised to 4, and there he played. So you can see the whole hand now. But I actually think that Beans should bid 4 clubs here. If slam's on, and it's a thin slam or something like that, or you're catering for partner, you need to tell partner that you've got this singleton or void club. You need to tell partner that you'd like to progress if partner's values are outside clubs. So in this particular hand, if you jump to 4 clubs, it can't be clubs. If you had clubs, you would bid 3 clubs here. In a game forcing sequence, you would just bid 3 clubs here, which would just be natural. So 4 clubs has to be a splinter agreeing spades. It's weird to splinter in partner suit, and there aren't many situations where it happens, but here's one of them. And now, my hand, as East, will rate their values in the right way. Obviously, any values I've got in spades or my own suit diamonds or even hearts will be way better than anything I've got in clubs. The ace of clubs is good, but anything else is bad. So in this particular case, if being splintered, I would still sign off because I've got the king, queen of clubs, which are pretty much worthless opposite the splinter. It's not a cold contract, but the way it went, they led a spade. The 8 held in dummy. So Beans played the king of clubs. He's intending to throw a loser on that, but he went king of clubs and they played the ace, so he roughed it. And he was able to play a diamond up at trick 3. The ace flew in, and there's no way for North to get a rough. Beans just ended up losing a diamond at the end for 11 tricks. Able to throw all these heart losers and rough his hearts and things like that. So yeah, that was that hand. So this one's more of a theoretical one. How would you play this contract? So the bidding is gone. I'm just going to give you the north-south hand actually. So you are let's say North, because North declarer. So you're North, and you've got king, queen to 4 spades, jack to 3 hearts, jack to 3 diamonds, and 3 clubs to the 10. And the bidding goes 1 diamond on your left. Your partner bids 2 diamonds, Michael's. It goes pass on your right. So you elect to bid 3 spades. You're vulnerable against not. I think it's red all. Yeah, you're vulnerable against not. So you bid 3 spades, which is a bit on the pushy side, but obviously you want to get to game when game is there. Your jack 10 of hearts are pretty good holdings for playing in a 5 forfeit when you've got jack 10x in partner side too. So you bid 3 spades, and again, I don't quite know how they play their Michaels. Maybe it's weak or strong or something like that. The next one bids 4 clubs. So the hand open a diamond bids 4 clubs. Your partner bids 4 spades. The hand on your right bids 5 diamonds, so it shows delayed diamond support. So the hand on your right's weak, but they've pushed you to 5 spades because this goes pass, pass, and partner bids 5 spades. You haven't got a double of 5 diamonds or 5 clubs. You've bid your hand, you just need to let it for partner, and partner's bid this vulnerable game, and you have to make it. So theoretically, what do you do? What play would you take on a small club lead? Let's say at trick 1 they lead a small club. How would you play the hand? So they led the 2, I think it's a 2 of clubs they would lead. So what would you do? So what you're looking for is, you're trying to make 11 tricks. And so obviously you've got some spades and some roughs and things like that, but you're going to end up trying to set these hearts, this heart suit up for some club discards. Now, the issue is, if the heart finesse loses and you're going to knock out the ace of spades, they're going to have time to set up a club trick. So let's say hypothetically that you play the queen of clubs, because the queen of the clubs has got to be right because the hand on your left is bid clubs, and if the club's offside you're off anyway, possibly, depending on where the king of hearts is. So you try the queen of clubs and it holds, that's hypothetically, and then you knock out the ace of spades. Well, what they're going to do now is play a second club. When the king of hearts is offside, you're going to go off. And you might say, well, what can I do? If the king of hearts is offside and they've found a club lead, what can you do? Well, what you can do at trick 1 is play low. Imagine if they've led from king and jack of clubs. Now, you're pretty sure they've got the king because they've bid 4 clubs by themselves at the 4 level. But if they lead a small club, you have to play low and run it round to the 10. So this gives you 2 shots to make it. Either they've led from king jack of clubs, that's 1 shot to make it, or the king of hearts is onside all along. If the king of hearts is onside all along, it doesn't really matter what you do. You're going to be able to make it as long as the heart and trump breaks aren't atrocious. So yeah, that was an interesting play problem. When you look at it double dummy, you can see that it's called by south, and that's because they can't. Apologies, it's called by north. That's because they can't lead a club they can't lead a club without giving you a third club trick, and they need to lead a club to beat it. Their third defensive trick has to be a club, and they have to start setting that club up before you set the hearts up. So if they lead the ace of diamonds, it's cold. So you've got to be careful when they lead a club just to automatically play the queen, because there are other chances in the hand. Yeah, so we're about 50 down now. We lost the second set, 52-24. We had some plus positions. One of our negative positions was flat, which is good. That was the 5 hearts that Bean switched the ace of clubs at trick 3. So we thought that would be flat anyway, because they can always make it. It takes a bit of a harder defence to make it, but maybe teammates are in 4. I didn't actually see what they were in. And then we had another negative position. We bid 2 of 6 clubs, I think. Again, I don't think our judgment in the slam level has been great this week. I think we're on different wavelengths some of the time, so we knew that would be some imps out, but we lost imps on some of the other boards where teammates didn't bid again. Like there's one hand where I went for 500 when they've got 630 on. I called a spade and got caught, and they think they can get me for 800. I went for 500, and I thought that might be a plus position, but teammates didn't bid game. It happens. It was a thin game anyway, so well done to the opponents for catching us and getting their guaranteed plus score. So we're 50 down, and Beans and I are going to take a set off now, so we're going to have a bit of a wander around Chicago again, and we're going to come back for the final set. Now my guess is that we'll be significantly down coming into the final set. Don't know whether we want to play, but I think just for experience of playing good players, it's just worth not conceding. The team we're playing, some of the best players have been. David Gold's fantastic, Mexstrath's fantastic, Zero obviously fantastic, so on, and the rest of the players, they've won a lot of things. They won the GNT teams, so probably going to come back and play the last set whatever happens, just for practice sake. You've come all this way and you've paid all this money, you might as well compete against the best for as long as you can. And then tomorrow, if we do get knocked out, I think I'm just going to have a quiet day. I don't know whether I'll take the day off or whether we'll play in just some open pairs or bracketed teams or something like that, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. So we're just going to have a few hours off and come back for the final set. So we're down another 75 against a very wonderful team with great players on, and we've got one of them here for you now. This is David Gold.
Hello.
How you doing, David?
Good.
Yeah, no worries. So you come to a lot of these nationals, don't you?
Yeah.
What's your favourite thing about coming to America and playing bridge?
Just the standard of play, and how well run the events are. Get to see some interesting places sometimes, lots of interesting people.
Now, what do you think of Chicago so far?
I think Chicago's a great city.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed myself. And
Really
you won the Vanderbilt, didn't you, last time out? So
yeah.
2 in a row?
Would be nice.
Well, we're not out of this match yet. We are going to play another set, and we'll give you some hands. And if David's got any good hands from the set we missed out, I'll get them off him, and we'll put those in the blog as well. Cheers. Right. So while teammates are scoring up, we're just going to have a quick look at the view that Andy gets from view graphing. So you can see there's 4 view graph tables, which means 2 matches are view graphed. And this is the view that Andy gets. Hi, Andy. So Andy's watching, they're playing the bids, and she's clicking. There's a lot of shortcuts on the screen. She can press space to play the lowest card or something each time. And there's a chat on the table, I think, but the chat is obviously delayed because the match is delayed by half an hour. That's all the chat that's going from half an hour ago. So it's a relatively easy job, but you have to concentrate. You can't switch off. You can't miss a card or play the wrong card and show the wrong count. So what's the damage? The damage is minus a lot apparently, but we've got one more set to play. Minus 73. Alright, so we're down over 100 I think now. One set to play. So just finished a set against Zia and David Gold. Lovely set to play, lovely people. Same again with the experts. The top experts are just nice people to play against. They've got good reps. And I know David anyway, so we had a nice chat. Picked up one hand. I've got ace queen 10 to 5, ace king queen tight, stiff, king queen to 4, so a 20 count, pretty good, but it goes a diamond pass a spade to me. I'm like, well, I need to do something, I can't pass. if we've got game on, if they're messing about with us, and obviously he's got a reputation, so I have to do something. So my options are double, doesn't work very well. I'll never be able to get spades in the game if spades is the right place to play if I double first. Partner might, be stuffed. Partner might bid 2 hearts, and then I don't know what to do really. The other option is bid a no trump, but I haven't got a diamond stop, so I bid 2 spades, which should show 6, like a natural 2 spades showing 6, and then the auction went off the rails. So Zia doubled 2 spades, which in their system shows short spades and a decent hand takeout-ish sort of thing. But Zia had forgotten he opened, so he doubled to show spade support for partner spades. So anyway, this goes pass from Beans. He's worried things are going to go bad. Then David Gold thinks, well, if Zia's got short spades, he must have club support, so he jumped to 4 clubs. So David asked what 2 spades was and jumps to 4 clubs. I pass. I could double this, but who knows what's going to happen. I pass. It sounds forcing, and then Zia now knows, because David's asked what 2 spades was, it shows spades. Zia knows he's misbid, but he only knows he's misbid because of David's question. So ethically, can he pass 4 clubs, which is what he wanted to do? So he just bid 4 diamonds, and David raised to 5 because this sounds strongish. And now I doubled. I've got a 20 count, and partner's going to lead a spade. And I'm thinking through the king and all that sort of stuff. So it went spade to the ace, spade ruff with a high spade. So partner knows to play a heart to my queen, another spade ruff with a high spade. So partner knows to play another heart to me. So I play a 4th spade. Zia ruffs high. Plays the king of... apologies, Zia discarded a club. So Beans ruffs for the 3rd time and plays a club through. Goes up with the ace. Ruffs a club to ruff a heart. Cashes the queen of diamonds, and he needs to get off dummy at the end. And so he plays a club and tries to ruff with the 8 of diamonds, and partner's still got the jack of diamonds left. So we got 1100 for nothing. So that was the very first board of the set. Which is a bit hilarious. We got 1100 a few boards later, a natural 1100. They're bidding 5 diamonds as a sacrifice against a possible slam. It's very difficult for us to bid the slam given they've come in. I don't quite know whether it makes or not. We've got a 5-2 spade fit, and I have queen doubleton heart, partners bid hearts. I think we've got a 6-2 heart fit. I didn't quite see Beans' hand, but we just took ace king, ace king, ace king in a rough against 5 diamonds double for 1100 against what is probably a slam, but whether it's biddable or not, I don't know. So we'll see what the gongs bring back and see how we score up. So I'm joined by one of my opponents now, a very famous person, known by one name only, and that is Zia. How are you doing, Zia?
Hi, nice to talk to you.
No, we just had a match. We won by... So you won, didn't you, just? So you just won by 100 imps or something like that. It was very enjoyable. We had a very good session against Zia and David Gold, some hands to come. But Zia, you've got a new book out, haven't you? What's your book about?
I've got a new book. It's a book called Bridge, a Love Story, which is how I've always thought about the game. And it's kind of my swan song. I'm getting to be an old guy. And it's a few stories from my life, a few bridge hands, and trying to explain my passion of the game to the people who play it. So it's for everybody.
All right, you had a book called Bridge My Way, was it? That was your original
That was
book?
like the original, and this is like the later thing. I'm just going to go there in a minute.
Okay.
But that's all right.
No, it's absolutely fine. So, so if you want to get that, if you're in Chicago, you can pick that up. I think you're doing book signings, aren't you?
We're doing book signings in Chicago, then it's going to be in Europe, all over the place. So, and then it'll be on Amazon down the line.
Okay,
But
no worries.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I will do. I think I'm going to pick up a copy. But yeah, thanks for the game and best of luck in the rest of the tournament.
Same to you.
Cheers. So we've just done an escape room. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it. It was great. There was 7 of us. How'd you find it, guys?
It was so fun.
We got the gold.
In about 43 minutes. Everyone played their part. Everyone was really good teamwork. We missed 1 clue, so we had to get a hint, and then a hint to how to use it. But other than that, we did fab. We finished with over 15 minutes, so over 25% of the time left remaining. I believe there are chain escape room games or escape games or something like that. So if you want to give it a go, we did Gold Rush. Highly endorse it. And if you're in Chicago and you want something to do in an evening, It is the Escape game, which is about 10 minutes walk from the venue. So yeah, I've had a really good evening. We're going to head home now. We're going to crash, do some editing, and we'll be back tomorrow to play the Werner Pairs of Beans.